I think we're just going to rip off the Band-Aid and go straight into this one. But it is not controlling or toxic, as a lot of people would call it, to listen to your partner's wants. Okay?
He's saying that it is not controlling if a woman does what a partner wants. It is not controlling if you do whatever he asks you to do, especially if that thing is affecting the partner's mental health. So, do you guys want to listen to what he's saying that you should not do? Let me show you the video.
I think we're just going to rip off the Band-Aid and go straight into this one. But it is not controlling or toxic, as a lot of people would call it, to listen to your partner's wants, okay, or their thoughts. When they say they would prefer if you didn't go out to the bar with your single friends, that's probably what's best for you. Because think about it, are your friends really going out just for themselves, just to have a fun night, being single, dressing provocatively, getting some drinks, whatever, and not expecting some guys to come stare or hit on them or whatever? No? Don't think so? Okay, you might be stupid. Let's just, hate to break it to you, but that's a really dumb mindset. Okay? Or when your partner says, hey, I'd prefer if you didn't follow this person on Instagram, or hey, I prefer if you didn't have Snapchat because it's a toxic app and it's not the best for my mental state, whatever, okay? You should willingly unfollow or delete that app because it is affecting your partner's mental state, okay? You should be constantly reassuring your partner that you are in it for the long run and you are in it for them and not for anyone else. Don't be peacocking or in a relationship while looking for something else at the same time, so you're out there flaunting it just to fill a void, okay? It's not toxic to want what's best for your partner, okay? You're the toxic one if you think it is toxic or controlling.
I feel like when you're in an abusive relationship or when your partner is abusing you or controlling you, it doesn't sometimes look like it is controlling. It looks like they care about you, especially when they come and say it in a way and tell you, oh, I care about you. I'm asking you all of this, or I'm telling you to do all of this because I care about you, because I want the best for you. They'll tell you to avoid a certain friends, avoid going to certain places, don't wear a certain clothes, don't do makeup. If you're someone that like jewelry, they'll tell you don't do this. If you're someone that like to do a certain things that makes you happy, because they see it as something that they don't like, or they just don't want you to do it. They just don't want you to do it. They will come in a way and tell you that this thing, I don't want you to do it. And they will kind of make it, they'll paint it in a way and tell you, I just want the best for you. It's because I care about you so much. It's controlling you. Period. Like that is control. Most of the time they always come in disguise as if they care about you, as if that is it is control, in my own opinion. You guys, I have few reaction on this video, interesting reaction. Let me show you all these videos. Then I'd like to know your thoughts about this video down in the comment section. And I'll see you at the end of the videos.
It is not controlling or toxic, as a lot of people would call it, to listen to your partner's wants, okay, or their thoughts. When they say they would prefer if you didn't go out to the bar with your single friends, that's probably what's best for you.
Yeah, we don't need to hear his reasons because it is. It is controlling. Deciding that you know what is best for another adult and then getting them to modify their behavior to align with what you have decided is what is best for them is literally the definition of controlling behavior. It's really funny because when we flip it around, men really hate it when women decide that they know what is best for them and try to tell them what to do. Well, here's an idea. Why don't we just all make a pact and say, you go into the relationship with someone on a take it or leave it basis. If you do not like a woman who likes to go out with her friends and dress a certain way and engage in certain activities, then just don't date her. Find somebody whose values already align with your own so that you don't need to be telling them that they should or shouldn't do something because you've decided that it's best for them. Probably a good idea to be with someone whose judgment you would trust based on how they live their life. I mean, just a wild suggestion. To the women, notice how I've told you many times that abuse often starts with a man saying that the things that he is asking her to do is in her best interest. He's just looking out for her. He just wants what's best for her. He just wants to protect her. Before you know it, he's got GPS on her car, and he's tracking her devices, and he's telling her where she can and can't wear, and who she can and can't speak to, and where she is or isn't allowed to go, and when, and what she can spend money on. But he knows what's best for her. He's only doing it out of love. So please never fall for it, because you know what's best for you. And also, you're allowed to act in ways that maybe aren't the best for you. But you're an adult. You're allowed to make those choices for yourself. And you do not need to accept to be with somebody who questions those choices. Because if you're with someone who constantly questions your life choices and doesn't trust you to make good choices, then you know what? They're free to leave. And unlike an airport, they do not need to announce their departure. Okay, that is all.
Call it to listen to your partner's wants. Okay.
Within the first 5 seconds of this video, I said, this is going to be some nonsense, and I was correct. This creator goes on to say, oh, well, it's not controlling or toxic when your partner wants something from you. And I get this pit in my stomach, right? I go, okay, but I'm going to hear this out. And I let the video continue. And then this creator goes on to say, like, if they don't want you to go out with your single friends for a night out at a bar, like, you should listen to them, and it's not controlling to want that from your partner. If your partner wants you to delete a social media app, it's not controlling for them to tell you that. The woman was too stunned to speak at first, but believe I have things to say. To pose this concept as a want, like a want that your partner, something you want your partner to do that is not toxic, is like taking out the trash, right? Or like making the bed, or doing the laundry, or like coming to dinner with your family. These are non-toxic wants of your partner. There are things that your partner wants from you that like make sense and help to grow your relationship and maintain healthy boundaries and communication. And then there are wants that your partner can request of you that are in fact toxic, like this creator gave a brilliant example of. If you say to your partner, I don't want you to go out with your single friends to the bar tonight because whatever ass reason you give, you have to do internal work. There's internal work for you to do, and there's work in the relationship that has to be done if you don't trust your partner. That's a you issue. That's not on your partner. They should be allowed to go hang out with their friends and go wherever the they please, and you shouldn't have to feel a certain way about it. And to talk a little further about this creator's example of like, are you really going out with your single friends just to like have a good time? Or are you looking for men to hit on you? We hate men. We hate men at the bar. We don't want to talk to you. We don't even want to look at you when it's a girls' night, okay? We want to be with our friends. We want to drink fun, fruity drinks, and we want to talk shit. Probably about you. So if your partner wants you to communicate more, take out the trash, go to dinner with their family, spend more quality time together, these are fair, non-toxic acts that can build a relationship. If your partner, however, tells you, I don't want you to go out with your friends, or I don't want you to have this kind of social media, or I don't want this, run. If you're dating a man like this, or you're dating this man, get out. Get out. You can come to my house. And I don't want to hear about the male loneliness epidemic. I don't want to hear it, because y'all are at home being like, oh, my girlfriend's out with her friends tonight. This is why there's no female loneliness epidemic, right? Because we have community. We foster community, and we go out, we spend time with each other, we communicate, we talk about our feelings, and we show empathy towards one another, and y'all are at home whining and complaining about it. I don't want to fucking hear it anymore. I'm so tired of this shit. And that's also why many women prefer to be single than to deal with this absolute nonsense.
I think we're just going to rip off the Band-Aid and go straight into this one. But it is not controlling or toxic, as a lot of people would call it, to listen to your partner's wants. It's toxic or controlling.
This video was magical. It was pure magic because it perfectly showcased how insidiously abusers behave and communicate, impeccably wrapping controlling and manipulative behaviors inside faux concern and benevolence. They're not locking you in a cage or telling you you're too stupid to fly to control you. They're doing it to protect you because flying is dangerous. Let's go with the healthy statements first. No, it isn't toxic to want what's best for your partner, nor is it toxic to listen to your partner's wants or consider your partner's mental state, health perspectives, etc. Whatever type of nonsense he was chatting at the beginning and the end. It is obviously important to communicate with your partner, discuss your boundaries with your partner. Boundaries are not rules for others, by the way. Find ways to work through insecurities you each may have within the relationship. Reassure one another through healthy and balanced means, blah, blah, blah. What is toxic and eventually moves to abusive is using your own insecurities as a way to guilt trip, demean, and manipulate your partner into forgoing their autonomy and looking to you for their daily commands. And if you can't even express why your partner being out at bars or clubs makes you feel uncomfortable without essentially calling them a dumb whore, you probably should be in therapy, not a relationship, or on TikTok trying to justify why you want a girlfriend who should let you treat her like a child. Now, we could spend the rest of this video explaining that women are completely capable of going out for a fun night with their friends while having no interest in male attention, but I think there are two more important points to make. One, dating people you are compatible with is paramount in a relationship. Compatible means your values align, your communication styles sync more often than they clash, you respect each other's independence, and you both actually want the same kind of life. If you don't want a partner who goes out a lot, then don't date someone who goes out a lot. If you want a partner who reads more than they watch movies, you need to spend more time at the library and less at the movie theater. And this seems like it would be common sense, but too often do primarily men get on this app and cry about the fact that they cannot get the woman they pursued to act like a woman they did not pursue, and then everyone is in a situation where they want something the other person never signed up to give them. Date people you are compatible with and leave everybody else alone. 2. Learn what abuse looks like at its various stages to the best of your ability. Listen, no amount of knowledge can stop you from being an abuse victim. People are very good at concealing their true intentions, but that doesn't mean you cannot try to protect yourself. Healthy relationships, healthy partners, love is not controlling, it is not manipulation, it is not belittlement, it does not rob you of your personhood, your identity, or your autonomy. It is not forced isolation. It doesn't look at you with scary shark eyes as it says you are the toxic one for not wanting to cut off all of your friends. When someone talks to you like that, recognize that they are not trying to build an equal, happy, or healthy life with you. They are trying to lock you up and turn you into someone who exists in a state of subservience to them. Run. Should we end on a lighter note? I feel like all of my videos have been so serious lately. Listen, I keep seeing you guys go to upstate New York for your winter festivities. Go visit my family brewery. We have great beer, the food is great, and so is the decor.
But it is not controlling or toxic, as a lot of people would call it, to listen to your partner's wants, thoughts, when they say they would prefer if you didn't go out to the bar with your single friends.
All right, so this dude's going viral right now. A lot of people are stitching him, basically saying that he needs to go to therapy. And here's what I'll say, as somebody who a lot of my followers and a lot of people assume that I'm very like Andrew, you-know-who kind of guy, red pill, because I don't define myself as red pill. So let's go point by point. His first point in the video, he says a few things. He says, point number one, that listen, it's not controlling to tell your girlfriend that she shouldn't be going out with her single friends, because are you guys really going out to like not get hit on, and like what are you really going out for? And here is the thing I say when all of these things come up, because he goes on to name a bunch of things. He goes on to say that taking away her Snapchat because it's not good for his mental health. That one I thought was insane. Unfollowing random men that he's uncomfortable with and things like that. And here's what I will say. When you pick your boyfriend or girlfriend, you need to pick somebody who you're comfortable with their lifestyle as they are. If your girlfriend's a swimsuit model and then all of a sudden halfway through the relationship you think you can tell her, hey, stop doing that, I'm uncomfortable, I don't like these men staring at you. If your girlfriend's a SW, exotic dancer, I don't know, and then halfway through you think you're going to convince her to say, hey, listen, like, I'm not comfortable with this, I would really like if you stop, then like you're in the wrong. If your girlfriend is somebody who in general you need to have a conversation with about wearing appropriate clothing when she goes out, or going out with her single friends when she's in a relationship with you, you need to find a new girlfriend. My girlfriend and I, literally, we don't even have these conversations because neither of us like to go out. We don't like to consume alcohol. It's not in her personality to dress provocatively. It's just not. And I think a lot of guys, until they meet a girl like that, they assume that it's just something that you're going to have a conversation about. But do not date a girl who likes to go out and dress like that if you're uncomfortable with it. The one thing that I thought was a little interesting was he brought up the whole like unfollowing, people that they're uncomfortable with, which I find kind of interesting because a lot of girls bring this one up, and a lot of girls like empathize with like, a guy, following a bunch of people that like they're not comfortable with. But what I will say is there's definitely like a line to that. Because there's a difference between like unfollowing your ex-boyfriend and then unfollowing just men that you are friends with. Like that's when it gets a little crazy. things started to really work out for me relationship wise when you start to realize that you're trying to control the outcome of too many things. If you feel like you have to make a girl, delete a whole app or unfollow certain people or wear certain clothes and then she'll prevent cheating on you or whatever you're afraid of, then you're trying to hold too much control over a situation that is most likely inevitable if this girl is predisposed to cheating. Somebody who's going to cheat is going to cheat, and you're trying to control the length of when it happens. But the reality is somebody who wants to go wear nothing to a club, she's not ready for a relationship. Somebody who's still Snapchatting streaks to her male friends from college or high school, she's not ready for a relationship. And you trying to sit there and have a intellectual conversation of, hey, this makes me uncomfortable, it's pointless. Don't date people who you're uncomfortable with their lifestyle, because yes, I'm gonna have to agree with some of the women who are stitching you. You come across a little insane and controlling with some of these things. Because while I get being a little concerned about certain things, there's a difference between being concerned and being controlling. But that's just my opinion. But what do you think?
I feel like the way most men see their wives or girlfriend is as if they own them, especially the men that are the ones that are married, right? They see their wives as I own you. I can tell you what to do. I can tell you what not. I can tell you who you're supposed to be talking to. I will tell you where you're supposed to go. I will tell you when you're supposed to go out. I will tell you what you're supposed to wear because I am your husband. And because they're married to you, they feel like they own you. They can control you and whenever or tell you to do whatever they want you to do, and you have to do it, right? And I feel like that is control, that is not love. And if you're in that kind of relationship, at first you might not understand what's going on. It might come to your head and be like, I just feel like he cares about me too much, or he's being too protective. They use different kind of word and be like he's being protective, or probably he's a jealous person, or he loves me too much, or he cares about me too much. You will not know that they are just being, or they are controlling you, or you are in a toxic relationship. Imagine you deleting a certain application on your phone, a social media app on your phone, because it's affecting your partner's mental health. What about your own mental health? What if you are using the social media for your own mental health? So you have to delete it. You have to delete your social media to approve, or because you're going out with your single friends. You're going out with your single friends. So he already assumed that when ladies goes out, single women goes out, they are hunting for men. So that is why if you're married to this kind of man and you want to go out with your friends, it won't allow you because it feels like you're going out to look for men. And I feel like most men have this mentality. They just want to say it out. Most men feel the same way. They feel like, oh, you're hanging out with your single friend. In fact, the fact that you have friends, the further you have friends and you're a married woman is a turn off for them, because they're already looking for little ways for you to not be close to that your friend. They want to only have, or you to only have them for anything, so that they can hold you like this. Because I don't understand why you feel like women go to clubs or go out and wear provocative clothing to look for men. So even if those single women are going out to look for men, are you saying that your wife as well is going outside to look for men? Why are you feeling insecure? Why do you feel like your woman as well is going to join them to look for men? Or you feel like as married women, men don't come to approach them? You don't have to go to the club before you see a man that will come and approach you. So you feel like your woman, nobody's going to approach her until she goes to the club. Or you feel like if she wants to cheat on you, she has to go to the club or back to back to meet men. Or she has to wear provocative clothing. You think men only approach you because you wear provocative clothing. So if you're insecure about your woman going out to the club with her single friend, what about if she goes out alone and she's wearing decent clothes? She feel like she's not going to get approached like that. So for me, it is toxic, it is controlling, it is annoying. If you want a certain type of woman in your life, date or marry a certain type of woman in your life. If you want a woman that will be fully dressed, cover her face and nose and everything, date and marry her. Don't go for a woman that goes to club every Friday or enjoy anger with her girls, and you think that you telling her not to go out with her friend is not you being controlling. Or you cannot meet a woman that is always with her phone enjoying social media, and because you have a problem with her always on her phone, on social media, she should take it off because it's affecting your own mental health. Do you even think about your woman's mental health? I don't think he's thinking about that. I think he's just putting himself first, as they always are. Very selfish people. They always put their self first, always want you to think about them. Whatever you're thinking, however it makes you feel, is none of their business. So far they are happy. So far you're doing everything that makes them happy. And I feel like most women actually do these things because they feel like all I need to do as a married woman is to please my man, make my man happy. You know, when you listen to some videos on how to keep a man, they'll tell you, do just make him happy, whatever he wants, don't argue with him, do it for him, do this and do that. They feel like doing all of that is going to keep him or is going to make him happy. At first, it looks like he cares about you, but later on, it's going to become very abusive because once he senses that you're doing those tiny little things he told you not to do, he will start beating you. That is, I feel like all these things is just a step to him being very, very abusive. You guys, what is your take on this video? Can you share your thoughts about this video down in the comment section respectfully? As always, check out Mariah Davis, and thank you so much for tuning in today's video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like and share and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one, guys. Bye.